Welcome to our explainer. Today, we're going to tackle a huge bottleneck for public housing authorities, and that's the whole HUD income recertification process.
And that really is the key question, right? We're diving into a process that's absolutely mission critical, but for so many, it's still, well, it's frustratingly manual.
You know, this whole income recertification thing, it's super repetitive, there's a mountain of documents, and it's just absolutely critical for staying compliant. It's really a cornerstone of how these housing authorities operate.
So, picture this. For every single tenant, a caseworker has to manually open up documents, hunt around for those key details, income, employer, then they have to key all that into a portal and then send out an email about the outcome. It's a lot of steps, and it's all hands-on.
And that's really the heart of the problem. Every single step depends on a person's speed and accuracy. Now, when you try to scale that up across, say, hundreds or even thousands of tenants, especially during those crazy busy renewal times, well, that's when the real issues start popping up.
So this manual workflow, it ends up creating 3 big hidden costs for managers and directors. Let's break down what those are.
Okay, first up is just the sheer amount of time we're talking about. We're looking at 20, maybe 30 minutes for each recertification. That time adds up, and it's pulling your skilled staff away from helping tenants directly.
Second, and this is a big one, is the risk of human error. I mean, it's unavoidable, right? Just one misplaced decimal point, one little typo, that can snowball into serious compliance problems and mean your teams have to spend even more time doing rework.
And last but not least, all of these manual steps just create massive processing backlogs. And those delays, they slow down the whole certification process, which ends up directly impacting the very residents you're there to help.
So here's the bottom line. This isn't just a slow process. It's actually an expensive and risky one. It hits your staff, it jeopardizes compliance, and it affects your tenants.
But what if, and this is a big what if, you could automate that entire workflow from start to finish without having to rip out your existing systems? Well, that's exactly where a solution like ZAPTEST comes in.
So what is it? Think of ZAPTEST as an AI-powered automation platform. It uses these software bots that basically mimic what a person does on a computer, clicking, typing, the whole deal. But they do it way faster and with 0 errors. And that means you can scale the whole process up or down whenever you need to, without ever losing reliability.
Okay, so how does this magic actually happen? Let's walk through what the automated process looks like step by step.
Believe it or not, it starts really simply. You basically just record the exact steps a caseworker takes on their computer. All the clicks, the data entry, everything. ZAPTEST just watches and learns the entire workflow. Then the really cool part happens. It uses intelligent document processing to scan the tenant's files. It automatically pulls out all that key info, like the employer's name and the income amount. This totally gets rid of the need for someone to manually dig through documents.
And to finish it off, it uses this powerful engine called Zoe to accurately punch all that data right into your HUD systems. And here's the crucial part. It even works on those older legacy platforms that can be so tricky to deal with.
Okay, so let's talk about the payoff. What's the real impact of all this automation on that 20 to 30-minute manual process we talked about at the beginning?
Well, with ZAPTEST, housing authorities are seeing that 30-minute task get completely transformed. The power of automation just shrinks the entire workflow down to a tiny fraction of what it used to be.
And the result? Get this, the processing time for each tenant drops to under 5 minutes. We're talking about an efficiency gain of over 80%. That's huge.
So what does that really mean for the business? It means your caseworkers can handle way more certifications. Managers get results they could actually count on. And the whole operation can scale up for those peak times without having to hire more people. It frees up your team to focus on what really matters, serving your tenants.
So the takeaway here is pretty clear. By automating just one of these critical, repetitive tasks, you can literally unlock thousands of hours for your organization. And that leaves us with the real question. What could your team achieve with all of that time back?